Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of Flatstick Focus. I am your co-host Glenn
And I'm your other co host, Parker Reeves. Welcome,
Parker Reeves.
everyone.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, man?
Good, man. It's rocking and rolling. Shop's killing it. We've got Dalton basically just doing irons now. I'm doing like wood builds and shaft builds and stampings and yeah, we're crushing it, man.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. I know you guys have been slammed with the iron builds, sounds like.
it's crazy. It's crazy. We just had the just had the PGA. And man, it's always like the week or two after that. I mean, it's crazy. I guess it kind of man, majors do something different to the golfer. Like they do something that the normal tournament just I don't know, it just doesn't touch in your soul or something. I don't know. It's crazy what the
Yeah,
majors do. Maybe it's like a confidence booster to the everyday golfer. They're like, man, these guys, this is like the biggest stage in the world. This is the biggest, four tournaments of the year. Let's get amped up about it. Let's get rocking and rolling.
well, and that was a wild tournament, just with everything that
Yeah.
happened. And, um, scoring was obviously kind of a hot topic. Um, Xander obviously played well. Scotty played well despite all that craziness. Um,
Bryson played well.
Bryson played well, um, really well. It was just an exciting tournament. I mean, scoring aside, I'm definitely in the camp of I don't like to see whatever 20 under win a major.
Yeah.
Um, but aside from that, it was a great tournament regardless. I just like that's why I'm really looking forward to Pinehurst because the 99 US Open with Payne I think was right around like one over even. I think the what was it 2005 U.S. Open with Michael Campbell was right around that same thing. I
Yeah.
think it was right around even. Um, so
Dude, Keimer, it was the what was it, the 2014? Was it 14
was it
that Keimer
14.
won? Because dude,
I
he
can't.
ran away with it. What did he win by like
Yeah,
6, 8, something like that?
yeah, 2014. Um, he won it at. I mean, the cut was five over. He won it at nine under,
Yeah, I mean
but
that's
I mean, he won it at nine under and he won by eight. So, you take him out of it and you're at one under. So
yeah.
Pinehurst has just been like such a good test of like right around even or one under. And I love that. I love to see pars being valuable. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's in our home state. So
I did
that's going to
see
be
some
fun.
people were on Instagram, just random people were putting up like little polls and stuff like should this be Valhalla's last major, and stuff like that. I mean, it was a birdie fest, man. I mean, it really was. And that, some people like to watch that, but I feel like the majority of golfers, and I will speak to the majority of us, I think, there's just something in the pit of our stomach, in the pit of our brain or heart that just likes to see the best in the world struggle just a little bit to prove they're human. I think it's to us, it's to show us, hey, these guys are human.
I'm definitely this may be bad, but I'm definitely in that camp. Like I really like to see it hard. I
No,
like
I
to
do
see
too.
him,
I do too, man.
I don't if they hit it in the rough, I like to see it where you're just trying to get it on the green where you have to pitch it out like these places where there's like, you know, I don't mind every now and then if there's not a lot of rough. Like there's not a lot of rough at Augusta, but it's so penal if you miss it in the wrong spot
Mhm.
around the green that if it had rough, I feel like it would be like impossible.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of maybe a little different story, but most places like if you don't have rough for these guys, and that's what I think was it Jordan said recently, he's like if you want to make it hard for us, you have firm greens and rough.
Yeah.
And then, you have to hit fairways and if you don't hit fairways, you're not going to hit greens and then you're not I don't know. I'm sure most of the time they want it set up for birdies. I'm not that kind of watcher. I would rather it be really tough. So
Man, I've been preaching that since the whole rollback thing came out. Like, tighten those fairways up, make the fairways wet. soften the fairways, firm the greens up, man. I mean, there's not a single person between you and I or listen to the podcast that have played a golf course that doesn't feel like it plays 400 yards longer when the fairways are sopping wet and you don't get roll and stuff like that. I mean, I know the course doesn't necessarily play longer, but it feels longer when you don't get that 30, 40 yards of roll. Now you multiply that by, 14 fairways that you're having to hit, man. I mean, that yardage adds up over time.
Yeah, I wonder if a lot of this has to do with like the serious golfer and like the long time golfer versus like people that are new to it or don't really play and just watch, because I think the statistics would say that most of the people that are watching golf want it to be a birdie fest most of the time. I'm not in that camp. Like I want it to be like I want pars to still be valuable at times. And I wonder if that's just like because I've played golf a long time or been involved
Hmm.
with it and I
Yeah.
don't
So,
know, but
do you think the majority of people want to see Birdie Fest?
yeah.
See, I think it's the opposite. I think it's the polar. I think it's people that watching hockey. They want to see the fights break out. I think it's the people that like watch racing. I mean, not that you want anybody to get hurt in an accident, but man, I think some people kind of get a little amped when an accident happens. I mean, it's just, I think we like to see as sports fans, especially golf fans. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I would like to see a statistic on that of people that like to see a little bit of a struggle compared to people that just like to see I mean, just from everywhere they're falling.
Well, I think they think, people cheer for birdies. They want people to cheer. They want them to be happy. It's better to show it on TV when people are making birdies and getting exciting. I mean, to me, I think they I think they would make it harder if they thought that that's what people wanted to see. But to me, like
Maybe.
somebody making a bogey and coming back is just as exciting as somebody making a birdie and getting closer going up the
I
leaderboard.
agree with
Like
that.
I don't have to everybody doesn't have to be making 10 birdies around and shooting 30 under for the week. Like 30, somebody shooting 30 and somebody shooting 29. I'd rather see somebody at 3 under and somebody at 2 under. It's
Yeah.
still one shot difference. But
Yeah. Yeah.
they hadn't called me yet to ask how to do it, so I'm sure I'm sure they have some people that are telling them what to do. But all in all, it was still an interesting tournament,
It
and
was.
glad to hear things are going well at People's Golf. We're about to finish up our spring session with First Tee
Nice. Nice. I was going to ask how
tomorrow.
first tee was going.
Yeah, it's going well. Got our spring sessions ending tomorrow. Got our last class with our older kids. It's been a fun year, fun to hang around the kids. We got some kids that are getting pretty serious about golf. We got one that's like quitting other sports to play golf and
Wow.
trying to make the high school team when they get up there. So that's pretty exciting just to
Heck
see
yeah.
that and to see the transformation that's been going on at the golf course where we do our stuff. They've been doing a lot of stuff there with the bunkers and drainage and adding like a really nice warm up area with like a big, huge net and a nice turf tee. And um, so that's been pretty cool. So got a lot of exciting stuff in the hopper, and I'm getting ready to really get going on a lot of my main stuff with the job now that um, you know how the seasons work around here. People are starting to get
Yeah.
into the area once Memorial Day hits here next week. So it's going to be a busy, exciting summer. Girls are getting ready to get out of school, so we're going to
Heck yeah.
be popping. But looking forward
Nice,
to it.
man. Nice.
You know me, I like warmer weather. I don't need hot weather, but I like warmer
Hotter the better for me, man.
weather. So anyway, the last episode was fun. Turned it into a
It
YouTube
was fun.
video, which has been fun. It's kind of a long one, but I think we're going to try to start doing that a little more, just putting these out on YouTube, trying to grow that. We actually just talked tonight about, some ways coming up to increase our output of content. So that's exciting. Um, so looking forward to that. I think we're going to try to do an Instagram live coming up. So
Hmm.
we'll put that information out there when we solidify that. But I think we're going to do an Instagram live Q&A kind of thing, and then some more of these. So, and we'll get back to kind of like our regularly scheduled
Yeah.
programming in a couple weeks. We've done a couple of these like top 10-ish episodes, and then we'll get back
Yeah.
to having some guests on and some fun conversations and stuff. But this has been fun, I think. And it's at least been fun for us, I think. So we did run a poll on Instagram to see if there was interest in stuff on our PCs, our personal collection, and that was a pretty overwhelming majority vote yes. So we'll be throwing some of that stuff together, I think. So we got to get some putter and head cover content out there. We'll figure
I
out how
love it.
to how to best do that, but looking forward to that. But tonight, what are we doing?
Doing accessories, man. Non-club related items that, I kind of went the route that I feel like people should check out. It's maybe brands, it's maybe manufacturers, stuff like that I just feel like, um, accessories. Obviously, I'm a big accessories guy. I
You
feel
don't
like
say.
most of my, I feel like most of my collection is more accessories than anything. But I don't know. I love accessories, so I love when people put lists together of of items I need to check out. I listen to a cigar podcast pretty much every morning on my way to work, and they're constantly talking about brands coming out and the different blends and stuff like that. So I always like to check those out when they happen.
Yeah, this is a fun one. I honestly like I don't it'd be interesting to see what kind of the route we both went because I just did basically anything in golf that was non-putter related,
Yeah,
non-equipment related, really.
yeah,
So I'll be interested to see if we have any of the same things or
I
any of
doubt it.
even the same lines of items. I'm sure we will have some that are similar. Um, I don't know that I'm not gonna rank them. You can't really rank. It's hard
Okay,
to rank this stuff against each other. So I'm
okay,
just gonna throw mine out there in some random form, I think, because
all right.
I don't really know how I would rank these against each other. Um,
Well, I'll tell you what. I started us off last time with my first. I think I did three. So I want to hear your first three, and then I'll
my
do mine.
first three. Okay. So let's see. How do I want to start this? Um, I'm gonna start with. Okay, I'll do three different types of things. So the first one I'm gonna start with is Signs by the Sea.
Love it.
So Signs by the Sea, they've been around for a while now. So they're not new by any means, but I think that they really were one of, if not the very first people to kind of like really dig into this. I'm not going to call it vintage, but like a different type of like gift or trophy or cool things with like the wooden signs that they were doing and all the little like cornhole boards and just like stuff that wasn't really at golf courses for the last, however many years. But then, I'm going to say within the last 10 years or so, we've started to see like a lot of these collaboration things where you got golf courses that are doing, cornhole and they got custom cornhole boards with the club logo on them, or they're doing dart
Mhm.
boards or they're doing, shoot, just different, all different types of stuff. I mean, Signs by the Sea does all kinds of stuff. Like I think I bought clocks from them for the big platter one year. Um, just a lot of cool stuff that they do. So, Signs by the Sea, check them out if you haven't already. Um, then I'm gonna go with this one. I was having a little bit of a hard time with because I've been out of like the green grass side for a while,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna throw a few brands out there, and I did have some help. I'm gonna shout them out. But Bucket List Pro Shopper on Instagram, uh,
Okay.
for those who follow. they've got a Instagram account where people post their hauls. They got like 22,000 followers, post their hauls from the golf shop. And I was asking, I'm trying to find like what t-shirt brands are really killing it right now. I remember, several years ago, like Red Jacket was one of them, which I
Okay.
love. Like they had the softest, just like the best t-shirts, that you could get at clubs with their logo. Um, and Bucket List Pro Shopper was mentioning, which I haven't really seen, like custom logoed, but he said like Grayson is doing those. Task, which is a kind of a new apparel brand. Peter Millar. Um, I have not seen these in t-shirts, but I think he was saying that t-shirts they've been doing pretty well, and Levelwear, which I think I have seen. Levelwear makes some nice stuff, so a good
Okay.
t-shirt is kind of what I was going for there. A lot of everybody loves a good t-shirt when you go to a golf course, and I would say that's another thing that what 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you might not see t-shirts in the golf shop,
No,
but now it's a lot of places. Like that's a
I like that
huge.
though.
I do
Man,
too.
I
Like
think I think it's kind of nice to go out to dinner with your family or something and not have to, if if you've got a club that you're proud of that you think is cool that you've played. I think it's kind of cool to throw a T-shirt on that has the logo on there. I mean, maybe people are gonna ask you about it. Like, what, man, I'm a huge golfer. I don't want to wear a polo every day though. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I
I
mean,
like that.
think about all the T-shirts you see at Augusta, at the Masters, and I mean everybody's selling. I won't say everybody, but a lot of people are selling T-shirts now, and
Yeah,
so I would go with those. Some of those brands. There's others too. Um, there's a there's plenty. I'm sure there's a lot that I don't even know about. So I did Signs by the Sea. I did t-shirts. Let's see. I'll throw a hat company out there.
sure.
Full disclosure, I am biased towards this company. A buddy of mine works for them, but I've ordered stuff from them multiple times, and they have to have more SKU options and more hat options than anybody. Their
Okay.
catalog is like the amount of hat options they have are nuts, and that's Puka. And they're a relatively new brand compared to a lot of the hat companies like American Needle or Imperial, but Puka has so many options. If you're ordering like custom hats, I couldn't even tell you how many they have. They've got all kinds of styles. Um, you can even get it. I mean, I guess they promote this a little bit, but you can even get it without the Puka logo on it. I
Really?
think they charge you like an extra dollar if you take the logo off, which I get, but it's like it's an option, and I'm not sure everybody would give you that option. But um, I mean, I've ordered from them on multiple occasions, and like the stuff is just really good. And I think I'm sure they probably do good business, especially I think they're based maybe out west somewhere. So I bet out west they really kill it. But they've got sun hats. I'm sure they've got, rain hats, buckets, dad hats, rope hats, fitted hats, non-fitted hats. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff. So Puka, that's my third one.
Are you a fitted or a
No. I
non-fitted
mean,
kind of hat?
I don't mind fitted hats if they fit my head, but it's like I'm certainly pretty sure I'm not going to buy a fitted hat online. And I think that's where a lot of people lose me. Like if it's a company that I like, but I can't see it in person and it's a fitted hat, like there's a really good chance I'm not buying it online because like I can't try it on, which I'm not really big on trying hats on anyway because I don't really want. I don't know. I just think that's I mean, people try hats on, but I don't. You can't see how it fits online, and then it's a hassle if it fits you funky and you got to send it back, and it's just so that would be my public service announcement to a lot of these companies that are doing apparel and hats, like offer a non-fitted hat.
Okay. Do you know your hat size?
Um, Not really because I haven't bought a fitted hat in so long.
I'm the same way, man. I was at the Masters this year, and they had a hat I really liked. I thought it was really cool. It was very simple. It was like dark green, just had the Masters logo, but it had no letters on it, and it was fitted, and there was like two left. I mean, these things were just gone, and picked one up, and I mean, I probably could have squeezed in it, but I'm just like, it's not worth having a headache all day to just. But I don't even know the size. I think I picked it up. Somebody had got it and set it down because I guess they'd found something else. Decision was made there, and yeah, just I don't even have a clue what my hat size is. It's seven something.
Well, and that's one of those things too. It's like some people are doing 7 and an 8, 7 and 3/8, but then you got some people that are doing small, medium, and then like large, extra large,
Hmm.
and it's like,
Yeah.
that's probably not. So no, I don't mind a fitted hat if it fits me well, but like those like the original, I won't say the original, but the Titleist hats that were coming out like again 10 years ago or so, those first
Hmm.
ones that were like kind of
Hmm.
meshy fitted, I
Meshy.
really
Yep.
liked those hats a lot. Those fitted hats, I dug those a lot. Um, and those kind of fit my head. So if you can find the right size, I'm down, but it's hard to find the right size unless you're at a
Okay.
place that's got a bunch of sizes, which golf shops just don't really. They can't do all that. They got to do like the small medium. I feel like
You need to go to a baseball game then and just try on all their hats. I mean, I
that's
think
true.
the tourist game, dude, they've got them just lined up, and you can go every size you want.
That's another thing though. It's like I'm not really a flat bill guy either. So it's like all the hats are like all the fitted hats anymore are like flat bill hats. I feel like so
But
it's
you can
like
curve it a little bit, man. I
you
always buy
can.
flat bills and just do a little curve on it.
My head, I must have like a weird head size or something. I
You
think I
do
have a
have a weird
small
head.
head. I think I have a smallish head.
Okay.
So, and I don't like for like the top of the hat to stick
You don't
up
like
right
a
in the
tall
middle.
hat, do you?
No, I do not at all.
Yeah. See, I don't mind it
Yeah, for the most part, I don't like it.
for the most part. All right. So this is again no particular order. Man, I'll just get it going. So company I want to start out with, again, love accessories. So obviously these kind of fit in that category. Swag Golf, man, love their stuff. I mean, it's
You came
I
out
had
strong on that.
I
That's
did.
got to be
I
near the
did.
top of
I did.
yours.
Um, in fact, I think I got six new covers in today. So yeah, yeah. Man, I
Wow.
love swag. I like Nick Vinson. I believe in him. I mean, I know they make putters, but I threw swag in there for the simple reason that I feel like while they make a great putter, they really, really focus on the accessories. Like, um, and they're doing the custom ones now for country clubs and man, we got a few at People's Golf of the driver and the putter and I don't know, they're turning the accessory world like upside down. The only gripe that I would have about them right now is I feel like it's just an oversaturation of the market. Um, they've got so many out now, and I mean, we were actually looking today and some covers that a year or two ago would have cost you $1,000. They're half that now. I mean, which is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but that's happening to every cover. So I mean, there's covers out there that at one point would have run, you'd have been $200 to $300. Man, you can get them on eBay if you can catch the right bidding. I mean, you get them for like less than $50. I'm not even kidding. And it's just but I love swag. I think they make a good product. I mean, while they put a lot out, I mean, it's EP. EP's always made a good head cover. There's nothing to gripe. um I know we've said that maybe they've gotten a little thinner through the years, but overall I love EP covers. I think they're one of the best in the game.
Swag coming
So
out swinging on your
swag
first
coming
one.
out swinging. Yeah, man, I wanted to give them the respect that they were due. I think, like I said, I like Nick. I believe in his product. I think he's a great guy, and I think he's got great visions. So it'll be interesting to see how they continue the ideas they keep coming out with. I mean, I swear it feels like they drop a head cover every week. But yeah, so I'm gonna
I
go ahead
mean,
and
they
throw that
probably
out there.
do.
So I'm opening up big. Swag Golf. If you haven't
Okay.
checked them out, go check them out. Um, And yeah, good luck catching up. If you're just now finding out about swag,
Yeah,
good luck catching up with all the archives and stuff, man. You can spend days looking at that.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Next company, let me do a bag company. This is a bag company that's very special to me.
Hmm.
I've had
Bet
the
I know what it
privilege,
is.
yep, I've had the privilege of designing, I guess, four, four bags. I have seven or eight total, but I've designed four from start to finish. Mackenzie Golf. Mackenzie Golf is just, they're not everybody's cup of tea. They don't have legs. They're not a cart bag. They're a straight up walking bag. I mean, get you a set of trestle sticks, throw them in there with some clubs, and just go walk. I mean, that's what they're built for. That's what they're made for. Um, you can use them on a cart, but they they thrive when you walk. You know. So man, I love Mackenzie. The guys there are super cool. I've been able to build a couple of wedges for I think he actually now owns it, a guy named Nick. But all those guys are so good. I mean, uh, Ian, no, is it? I can't remember. Anyway, the guy that's over kind of the design aspect of stuff that if you reach out and you want to design a bag, he reaches out and man, it's every step of the process that he's reaching back and how about this? And then they're sending proofs over, then then we're revising and there's another proof, then revising. I mean, that's what I love about Mackenzie is there's really nothing you can't do with them. I mean, if you want your basketball jersey from 1995 that you played, little league basketball in, man, send that to them and they'll make the ball pocket out of it. I mean, literally, there's nothing that Mackenzie can't do with a bag, and I really appreciate them for that. And the quality's there. They're expensive. They're not the cheapest bag you'll ever buy, but the quality's there, and I feel like they stand behind their product too. So Mackenzie's hitting this next spot. I've got to start out big and bold. So Mackenzie's hitting the second spot because they're very close to me, and I appreciate all they've done.
Love it. I kind of didn't
So
Peter Jacobson was like an early investor or had
he
something to do with
started
like
it.
founding it, didn't he?
He founded it. So I think the story goes, if I remember it correctly, is Peter Jacobson and another pro. They were at St. Andrews. Okay, so they get a tee time. They're going to go play. This was in I think the '80s, late '70s, early '80s. And being pros, these two guys show up with staff bags, and the caddy was like, "No way, guys! There's no way I'm carrying two staff bags around this place." So he went and got. Basically, it was just uh, a long tube looking bag with a shoulder strap, and he threw their clubs in there with a few balls and tees, and that's what they carried. And that's where Peter got the idea to start a simplistic walking bag company. Um, so that's if I remember the story correct. I know that's a very summed up version of it, but I think that's where the idea for Mackenzie came to be.
That's pretty cool.
Um, so yeah, Mackenzie, I don't know. They're just always going to hold a place in my heart. A third big company I have to talk about is Almigos. Al Guyberger. Man, he's such a class act. He's such a good guy. I talk to Al quite a bit on Instagram and stuff. We text back and forth some too. And Almigos has one of the coolest logos in the game. They make, their drops are awesome. I mean, I've become I guess when the hoodie phase took off in golf, I really ran with it. I just love simplistic hoodies with just simplistic logos on it. I don't need a big graphic on the front or anything. I like just a simple logo, and he's done those, man. He's done covers. Al does everything. I mean, he really does, and he's marketed really well. Um, he's best friends with Michael Block. I mean, the guy's just he's awesome, and I like his brand. I like him. Um, so I have to mention Almigos. This wouldn't have been a fair fight if I didn't because I own more stuff than I'd like to admit of theirs. But Almiga, and that's actually two of my Mackenzie bags are custom designed Almigos. So Al, big shout out, buddy. Love Almigos, and Yeah, so that rounds out my first three. No particular order, but that's my first three.
Strong, coming in strong. All right, let's see. So I'll go with a bag company as well. And this is the company that I think right now, between them and Ping, probably make the best golf bag in the game. And that is Vessel.
Okay.
I I think the Vessel golf bag is probably the best bag I've ever had. Um, I really like pretty much everything about it. Like it feels like the materials are extremely durable, easy to keep clean. Um, they've got the magnetic pocket, which I really like. They've got nice embroidery. Um, and aside from just the golf bags, like the bags that they make and the other things that they do are just really, really nice. Um, so Vessel is definitely one. And like I said, I don't know that there's a better golf bag out there personally for me. Like when I'm looking at like a stand bag is I guess is kind of what I'm thinking about. Even their staff bags are gorgeous too. But
Well, it's
from a
basically a staff bag with legs, like the one you carry, isn't
that is so not true. That is exactly the bag that most people like to carry. It's a stand bag that actually has legs. I like a walking bag too, but um I just from like a stand bag perspective, I think they like their base is good. The way their leg system works is good. They're really heavy duty. I feel like other somehow mine got bent. My whole the bag got bent, and I'm not sure why. But the bottom pocket of mine is shifted, and I'm not sure what happened.
I remember that.
So, honestly, I don't know if it was like that when I got it or not. It's just like I just noticed it one day. I was like, oh, that's weird. How'd that happen? But still, like the bag itself is really good, plenty of room, and just really high quality, I think.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know that there's a better, more high end, like nice bag, and they're not like overly expensive compared to any other bag.
Yeah.
Um, so shout out to Vessel. I think their stuff is awesome.
And honestly, who does Vessel not make a bag on tour for? Like, I feel like every walking bag that you see a tour player with, dude, it's a Vessel. I mean, I
They're
swear they're making bags for everybody now.
they are gorgeous. Like their staff bags are out of this world. They are absolutely gorgeous. And they're not that. I mean, it's not like it's some exorbitant cost to get a Vessel bag. Like they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're any more than any other brand bag. Um,
No.
yeah, I don't know. And they make real small bags. Like they make a real. I mean, you've got one of the smaller ones. They make like super
Hmm.
small bags all the way up to. I mean, they don't make any like. I don't think they have any without legs, but they have a small stand bag, and then they go all the way up to heart bags and tour bags, staff bags. But I don't know. I love them. All right, I'm gonna go with another bag company, but I'm not really speaking to their golf bag as much as their other bags, and that was one of our standouts from the PGA show this year for me was Hudson and Sutler.
Mm.
Um,
I saw their stuff. That bag looked awesome.
it is I their golf bag I like. I like the look of their golf bag, but
Okay.
the other stuff stands out even more to me. Like
Okay.
their duffel bags and like overnight bags, garment bag stuff. Like, dude, it is out of this world. Their embroidery was, I don't know, I've ever seen any company of any kind on anything that had sharper looking embroidery than they did. And
Really?
yeah, it was that good. Like, it was so good that I said something to the guy about it because they were using like these pretty difficult logos. Um,
Okay.
and I don't know if they did it on purpose to show off their embroidery or not, but it was like
Mhm.
very detail oriented logos at the show for like their sample pieces. Dude, absolutely phenomenal. And again, another one of those companies, not like crazy expensive, um, but just super nice looking stuff. Like the
Yeah.
duffel bags, like the custom. I think you can get like custom liners with the logos, and it's gorgeous. So I see them uh, really doing well. Um, let's see. I'm going to throw out. Are we still doing? I guess we're still doing three at a time.
Yeah.
Um, we will do 3-3-2-2. Um, now I will do. I'll go ahead and knock out my one of my biggies.
Okay.
This is a club manufacturer, but I'm not talking about their clubs, and that is Ping. You and I have had this conversation. There is
Yeah.
no there is no OEM that comes anywhere close to touching Ping when it, in my opinion, when it comes to the the clothing and accessories and stuff that they offer like direct from their website. Dude,
Hmm.
Ping's hats, head covers, all the stuff. It is so good. It is so good. And they're like, I really like the Ping clothes. They've got a new line coming out that's like high end stuff, like the Karsten
Hmm.
line. Um, I like their clothing too. I know a ton of people don't really wear it, but I like their clothing. It looks good, but like, dude, the hats and the head covers and stuff that they do, like
That's so good.
I'm not counting like Scotty Cameron in with Titleist, but anybody else that, and I would put Ping stuff right up there with what Scotty's doing now, as far as like the hats and stuff that they're coming out with, T-shirts, the head covers. They're doing like these cool, seasonal head covers, major head covers, and I think they're absolutely just on top of it right now. And it's just an interesting one to me because I feel like if you look back, like you think about Ping, you think about, you know, Ping I2, Ping I3, like not really flashy.
Yeah.
Um, and then, Bubba started playing Ping and he put that Pink driver in play. And it's like they've just kind of taken off. And like, I don't know, I really respect Ping. I like a lot of things about Ping. And um, I got to give them credit because if you haven't checked out their website lately, go check it out because their stuff is so good. We've had this
Killing it.
conversation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
All right,
that's my
man.
next three.
All right. Another big one hitting the list. Boyd Blade and Farrell Company. I think I know you're not a fan, but I think that
It's
they
not that I'm
are
not a fan. For some reason I like Black Pharaohs. I don't know.
okay. Dude, I can't get enough of them. I mean, it's like, dude, I swear I bet I've got 3,500 ferals in my room.
Are you
I can't stop.
serious?
I can't stop ordering them, dude. I love them. I think they're so good. And
I
it's
had
just
no
like,
idea you had that many.
oh, dude, it's nuts. I mean, and I don't know, the addiction it's an addiction. Like, it's bad. And I'm never gonna use all of them. Like, I'm never gonna have that many iron sets. It's just, and I don't know what to do. Like, who collects a feral? Like, I mean, I feel like a feral's harder to collect than a stamp. At least a stamp you can put in a book and put the book in your cabinet. Like a feral, but I love them. I think they're so cool. Pat does an awesome job with them. Dude, he's like a genius. He's a mini, I mean, he's like a baby Einstein. I don't know. I feel like he's such an innovative guy. I think he told Will one day that he has like 500 designs that we don't even know about, that he's not even released. It's just they're waiting in the queue. Like they're just any moment he could drop, like, and it's just, I think they're so cool. I love a good flashy ferrule on a set of irons. And I think it looks even cooler when it's like a set of blades or maybe even like an older set of blades. Like, man, oh, you put a really good looking, like vintage looking BBF and Co. Ferrell on a set of Titleist 680s or 690s. Oh, get out of here. You're not beating that.
I don't know why I'm so like I like some colors and bright stuff. Like I like that shaft from KBS that's like the
Yeah.
crazy like chromed out stuff. But for some reason, I can't get into the ferrules. I don't know why. I just
Well, and visually, I'll even remember this because when I first put them on a set of irons, I don't even remember what irons and what one I picked, but I was like, this might like distract me. No, dude, it doesn't. I mean, I've put some funky ones on. I mean, we had some at the shop that were like bright, bright yellow with like Carolina blue and silver and black and white. Like you would think it stood out like a sore thumb. Man, I never even paid attention to it. Maybe I'm just that oblivious in golf. I mean, my swing clearly shows that I'm oblivious to what I'm doing, but um, I mean, I don't know. Man, the wackier the better. I love it. And the more vintage, the better. Like actually, I got some yesterday, and I was showing Ashley this morning. She's like, "Oh, that looks like it's out of 1978," and I was like, "I love it. Like it's go. I this is gonna blow you away. I have installed now, um, maybe two, three sets of the 2 inch. Kind of like them.
mm.
I don't hate them. When you set it down, it doesn't look that long. Now, when you hold it up, it's gaudy. Like I'm gonna go ahead and admit, but setting it down, it doesn't bother me, and didn't bother anybody else at the shop. Weirdly enough.
Not for me. You know, there are a couple BB&F ferrules that I do kind of like, but now that I think about them, I think most of the ones I like have a black base and just have like some stripes on them with a black base on top.
Okay.
But like the
Okay.
full color ones are the ones that throw me off. But if it has a black base and maybe some rings, I can kind of get into it. I don't know what the deal is. I've never been a barrel guy. I like the idea of it. I think it's a great
Yeah.
idea. I think he's got a great business. People love him. For some reason, it's just not for me. But I think they're cool. I don't think they're cool for me for whatever reason.
Um. So BBF Co. Another big one. Sugarloaf Social Club.
Are you doing all these by memory?
Yeah, I am.
Impressive.
I wrote a list out prior, and man, I've always had very slightly like photographic memory. That's how I was able to get through school. Is man, I can look at something and I can memorize like in the order that it was. I don't know. It's weird the way my brain works, but
It's good.
Sugarloaf Social Club. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of brands. I think it's a lot of brands that people should check out if they've not already. I mean, a lot of these that I'm spitting out here, I feel like people know about, but if you don't, Sugarloaf Social Club, they throw, man, talking about an accessory company, man. They do visors, they do head covers, they do, and they collab with all these people. I mean, they're not really making anything, but they're collabing with people. And I mean, they did Nalgene bottles, they did, um, they do McKinsey bags, they do head covers, they do the brushes that you clean your clubs with, they do tees, they do BBF and Co ferrules, um, shirts. I mean, you name it. They'll put their logo on it. I think they have a really cool logo too with the arrow and the SSC and I've got to speak with the owner, a few times on Instagram and stuff. Super super cool guy. Like couldn't be nicer. Big fan. Um, and yeah, so I have to throw them in there just because I have quite a bit of their product. Their stuff's really good. They don't really work with brands that I feel like Sugarloaf doesn't really work with brands that don't make a quality product. Like I feel like that's what they're after. They don't want to just throw something out to get it out. Like I don't know, just everything I've ever got from them was quality, and it's really, really good. So I've got to put them in there just for the quality of the stuff that they use.
Yeah, they've done nice stuff. I like
They
them.
do. Uh, Next brand, again, another brand I feel like everybody should check out is Salty Golfer. We had him on the podcast two episodes ago, 3 episodes ago. But Salty West, dude, you're the man. I mean, he's such a good guy. He had some shirts on sale a couple weeks ago, some t-shirts. I think it was like, I don't know, like 10, $15. I got a couple of them. They were like a heather look with like this old Pirates flag, and it said the Salty Golfer with like a skull and crossbones. It's just really cool. But he ended up throwing in a head cover with it that was from Penfold Golf. And I never owned anything from Penfold. I knew about them. I know they make bags. I know they make covers. Man, this thing, it it's thicker waxed canvas than my Mackenzie bags. I'm not kidding. This is the thickest head cover I've ever felt in my life. Dude, you could soak this thing in a bathtub and the inside's not getting wet. I mean, it's insane. Yeah, this thing's more waterproof than a duck's back. I'm not kidding. I mean, it is crazy of how thick and industrial this head cover feels.
Are you gonna game it?
Yes. Yes. It's really cool. It's like a maroonish purplish color and it's just got an octopus on the top of it. And I think it was from the Plunder last year, but a fairway wood cover, man, I'm telling you, this thing is awesome.
That's cool.
Love it.
Yeah, he's a
So
good dude.
he's such a good dude. If you've not checked Salty Golfer out, give him a follow. I think he's getting ready to hit 20,000 followers, I think, in the next day or two.
I was
Um,
I was bummed. I was gonna try and go down there, for the tournament. I was supposed to go
yeah,
down there for the Myrtle Beach tournament, and I ended up needing to go a day later, and then we had a family friend. We had a funeral, and it did
yeah,
not work out. So I was bummed to not go down there and maybe get to see him, but we'll try for next year.
yeah. And I was wondering, I was trying to get down to the Plunder this year, and man, we've just got so much going on, and it's just I tried, I really did try to make it happen, and it's just not going to work out. I try every year, and I felt like this year was a really really good year to do it, but man, things come up. Being an adult, sometimes you got to pick and choose what you want to do, and it's I had to let that go. I want to get down there so bad. I don't think he understands how bad I truly want to play in that event because I think he does a really good job with it. But um, I mean, everything he does seems to be really good. So I know it'd be a great event. Man, life takes over, and you just got to do what you got to do to keep on trucking.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's not just like it's a quick trip down there and back. It
Oh
takes
yeah.
time.
Well, man, you got kids, you've got, responsibilities here. I mean, we're not 18 anymore. We can't just throw two bags in a car with a set of clubs and be like, all right, going to the beach for a week. See you
Yeah,
later.
that is very.
It's but yeah, man, Salt the golfer, you got to check him out. He does shirts, he does hats, he does covers. He's got a really cool like Grateful Dead bear logo that I think is awesome. It's this bear with a cigarette hanging out, kind of like John Daly style. I don't know, just a big fan. I think Salty's got some really cool ideas. They're all kind of beach theme, um, which man, I love it. I don't know, just a really cool guy.
You're a beach guy.
I am a beach guy. I
All
actually
right.
found, I actually found real quick. There's a company out of Wilmington, and I discovered them this year when we went to Carolina Beach, and they have the coolest logo in the world. It's just, I mean, it is the most basic logo. It's a surfboard. It's like a silhouette of a surfboard with a rooster riding on it. And the rooster's just, I mean, but it's called like Beach and Barn. And I'm like, oh
Oh,
man,
I think I
if
have.
that doesn't sum me up in like the most simplistic way, like I live in the country, but I love the beach. Like it's Beach and Barn. And man, they've got some of the coolest stuff. But that logo, it's so simple. I mean, it's honestly one of the most simplistic logos you'll ever see. And dude, I'm in love. I think their stuff is so good.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. Simple is good. Okay, I actually have five more,
Okay.
so I ended up with 11. So I'm gonna throw out two more, and then I'll throw out my last three on my next turn. How's that?
Okay.
So my two for this one, I got a hat company and an accessory company. So this hat company, I kind of discovered unwittingly. Um, I went down to play one of my absolute favorite places in the entire world, Sedgefield, and I bought a hat that I loved the look of. It's this navy blue mesh hat. It's got a patch on it that says Sedgefield, and it kind of looks like a mechanic's patch where you'd have your name on it, but it says Sedgefield.
Okay.
And I just really love the hat, and the hat's super comfortable. It's really cool, and I started to kind of look into it. And the company is Legacy, and I think it's
Okay.
like Legacy 92. But they're also it's part of a group of brands that has League, which does some apparel, and then or I think Ouray, Ouray, and then Locale. So there's like four companies.
Okay.
It's under like L2 brands. But that hat is just maybe my favorite hat that I own. Um, there's something about like the on the bill, the material that it's made out of is kind of like soft and has like a little bit of give to it. It's not like a hard, like boardy feeling um, bill. I don't know. It's just I really like that hat a lot. So I'm gonna start looking into more of their stuff because I thought it was really good. And like their apparel looks really good with the other companies. Like, people should go check out like the Victory stuff because it's got a cool logo. It's kind of like it's a foot with wings on it, kind of like the wing foot
Mm-hmm.
logo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like the old, what is that, Goodyear logo?
Yeah.
Um, so, and they do like a lot of college, they have like a lot of college licensing stuff that they do. Um, so they have some cool hats and stuff like that. So yeah, go check that out. That's Legacy Hats. It's L2 Brands is like the whole umbrella. Um, and then the other one, relatively newish company, I think. Excuse me. Another late night pod. Um, and I'm sure you've seen it, but like their stuff is really good. And it's Tremont or Tremont. Um, like Tremont Sporting Company. They have 9,200 followers. Um, they are quickly like becoming one of the best accessory brands in golf. Like it is phenomenal. The head covers that they're doing, um, like yardage book covers, it's
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really good. So, um, go check them out. Tremont. Um, just really cool, super high end. And I'm trying to look back. Like I don't know exactly when they started, but I don't think it was that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
Um, like they're way ahead of where I would think they would be this in what seems to be a short amount of time that they have been in
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. Hands down. Um, okay, we just took one of mine with Tremont. That's okay though. I've got
Ooh.
11. Yeah,
Oh,
so
we
we
both
did
had
have
11.
we
Okay.
we did have some crossovers. Next company I have to mention, another bag company because obviously I'm a bag nut. Jones Company, Jones Sporting Goods. Man, Jones makes everything. They make walking bags similar to McKenzie. You're not going to have legs on it. You lay it down, you pick it back up, you keep going. Um, the cool thing about, well, McKenzie's have them too. They have a spine up the back of them. There are some walking bags that don't have a spine, so it just kind of collapses. I mean, it just does. It just collapses. If you put it on a cart or something. Jones has probably one of the stoutest spines of any walking bag, that doesn't have legs. So, man, they're great for carts because they've got like this hard plastic bottom. They're really good with carts. They're great to walk with because they're super light. But they make Sunday bags. They make bags with legs. That's their Trooper edition. They make staff bags too. In fact, I think um, his name just left me. Morgan Hoffman. I think he carries a Jones staff bag.
Interesting.
And hmm Jones is awesome. They make this really cool thing it's I guess it's like a range bag. You put your range balls in it, but it's also a cooler. It's
Hmm.
insulated. So like it's got a drawstring top on it. And what's cool is most of their walking bags, I think all the Trooper bags, they used to make a like a Sunday bag. I can't remember the name of the actual bag, but a lot of their bags have like drawstring cooler pouches on them. I mean, man, they'll hold like 3 or 4 cans, or probably even a couple bottles of water. Like they're big on cold drinks on a golf course, kind of thing. So But their rangefinder pouches are really good. Their shoe bags, I've got one of their shoe bags. It's really good. They've worked with Tremont on, I think Tremont's done all of Jones's covers, I'm pretty sure, but their hats are good. Like a lot of stuff they do accessory wise is just really good. Jones is good. I feel like they kind of fly a little bit under the radar to a lot of people just because their designs are a little different. Their stand bags don't sit necessarily like your traditional bags. I mean, they do, but the bag is a little higher. It's just it's different. Their bags just look a little different, but I love them. I think their colorways are really good. They've got the R series now, which uses a bunch of recycled materials. Um, so got to throw Jones out there as a bag accessory company. You know, if you're looking for like valuables pouches or rangefinder pouches or coolers, you know, anything like that, check out Jones. Um,
And they have a cool story too, because they kind of had like a renaissance, like a comeback, right? Because they were around like back in the day,
oh
like
yeah, oh
back in
yeah,
like the 70s, maybe 80s. Like that was
hmm
kind of like the bag in like college golfers, I think, and stuff like that. And
yeah,
then, I don't know if they completely went away, but then they like picked back up with this whole kind of this similar theme we've been talking about where it's like
yeah.
going back to retro a little bit and just that yeah, they do cool stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen some of the bags, the older bags, I guess some of the original bags, and the legs. We think of legs on a stand bag as right outside where the clubs go in. I mean, you've got like legs, clubs, you know. The older bags, man, the legs was like halfway up the bag. I mean, it was weird where they popped out. So like I said, I think it was just some interesting designs that maybe people weren't huge fans of because, man, how long have we looked at a pink hoofer bag and be like, that's the walking bag, like that's the end all be all walking bag. I mean, we've all owned one. I feel like at some point in our life.
Yeah, there's Ping has sold a lot of hoofers.
So so anyway, got to throw Jones in there just because of the variety of items that they offer, and again, very good quality and pretty good price. You know, they had a big sale on their bags over the weekend. I think you could get the Trooper bag for like $190, you know, and it's a stand bag. It's got tons of pockets, tons of storage. Um, but yeah, so Jones, there you go. Next, I'm gonna throw in. This is a company I debated on doing or not, but I'm gonna talk about them because of the accessories, and that's um, O and Co. I'm gonna throw them back out. Um, some of the best divot tools. I mean, I know we talked about their putters last time, but they made a cigar holder for me. I don't know if anybody listened to the last episode. That's unreal. It's such a unique design. Their putting cup is really good. They were kind of my honorable mention for this episode. They're not, in fact, I'll put them as an honorable mention. I'll actually do my second one here in a second, but I had to throw Owen Co in there because if you're looking for just a really good, if you're looking for like a nice gift or even one for yourself and you want a really cool divot tool or bag tag or anything like that, check them out. And it's like one of one stuff. That's the cool thing about it. Like when you get a ball marker on there, you're probably not going to see another one anywhere in the country or world that's like it because I think a lot of their stuff is like one of one or like one of five.
I'll
So
second putting them in there. I think they've just I got to give them credit too for doing it so quickly, doing so well so quickly.
yes, yes. So gonna throw Owen Co in there. They make my list again. If we did a third list, I'd have to figure out a way to get them on there again. But so yeah, they'll be my honorable mention. Who I'm going to throw in the eighth spot though, because that'll leave me two more. Is Legend. I think his stuff is really good, man. His divot tools, I think he made them with BBF and Co. ferrules, and I think he even made a system where you could unscrew it and you could put, you could
That was
change your
smart.
ferrules. You
That
could
was
change your
smart.
ferrules on your divot tool, so you could make them to match your set. You can make them to match your clothing that day, like smart stuff, man. And his ball markers were really good. He started making putters, which I mentioned last time. But I got to know. I can't remember his name now. His name's left me. I had it and I've lost it. But anyway, he sent me a
Joe,
couple.
the
Joe,
owner,
Joe.
Joe, yeah.
He sent me a couple divot tools. I actually ordered a couple of divot tools from him. Um, and he did like this real pretty, like leather stitch back kind of handle on them. I don't know. Just a big fan of his stuff. I
Yeah.
think it's really good quality. It's customizable. Um, and you kind of get what you pay for. You know, they're not the cheapest in the world, but they're, man, he made me a copper divot tool that is like a brown with, it's a brown leather with like a blue stitching in the back that I got to order from him. Man, I bet I've used that thing 300 or more rounds. I'm not even kidding. And it still looks like he gave it to me yet, or I bought it from him yesterday. I'm not kidding. That thing is going to last my life.
Yeah, I like the single prong divot tool. I like the
Yeah, and it's a
kind of
single
the
prong.
stitch back idea that he was doing. He does nice stuff too. I agree.
So that rounds out my eighth spot.
Okay. So now I'm down to my
You've
last.
got two or three. I can't remember.
Yeah, I have three more.
Okay,
So
let's hear them.
let's throw this one out there. It doesn't really matter what order. My next one's going to be Smathers and Branson.
Ooh, ooh.
So I love the needlepoint hats. I have the little credit card wallet that I got at Highlands Country Club that I love. It'll hold cash and
Mhm.
cards, and it's got the logo, needlepoint logo on the front. It's just their stuff. Like they were like the pioneers of that. I feel like in golf, there's other people that do it now, but Smathers and Branson, they kill it. They make really cool stuff, pillows, head covers. The hats I think are just like next level though, and they're not like super expensive um, compared to any other hat in the golf shop. And it's just a pretty simple hat, and then it has the logo, um, a needlepoint logo on the front, and it's just like it's a little different touch, and it's just like, ooh, that's pretty cool to me. I think
I
that's awesome.
love it.
And my mom's always been into that kind of stuff too. Oh, dude, I didn't even mention like the number one thing that they sell, which would be the belts. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were, obviously big in that early on. Now there's a lot of people that do the needlepoint belts, but Smathers and Branson, like in the golf world, they were what really kicked that off, and just all the stuff that you can do with them is it's awesome. So I love Smathers and Branson. Um, my next one is I I think I can say this with a lot of confidence that they are the best at what they do, and that is EP head covers.
Hmm.
I think they are hands down the best at what they do. Tremont stuff looks pretty good. It's getting up there, but like the stuff that EP is doing, the collegiate stuff that they're doing, the custom stuff that they're doing at country clubs, it is out of this world good. Like it is the cream of the crop of any accessory brand of any kind. Like they may be the best of, in my opinion, of what they do. And a lot of these companies are, but I think they are out of this world good. And I don't
I
have to say
agree.
much about them. I mean, just go
No,
check out their Instagram page and like go find a college team that you like and look at the head covers that they've done for that college team. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like some of the stuff that they've done for Carolina, Tennessee, Florida. I'm not necessarily a University of Florida. I don't necessarily pull for them, but like the head covers that they've made, I don't
hmm.
necessarily pull against them either that much. Well, yeah, I guess I do. I'm Tennessee. I pull for Tennessee, but
Let's just be
um,
honest.
if I have a kid that goes there, I'll change that. But it's like the stuff that they've done for Florida with like the Gator logo and like it's dude, it's wild, so good.
Can we just agree that, man, head cover companies just need to go to magnets? I mean, are they just worried
Yeah,
they're going to last too long? Because I mean, can you wear one out? Like,
I think
does
that's
a
the
ma
problem.
does a magnet lose magnetic pull?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Some scientists can correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that is part of the thing about. I mean, like seriously,
Yeah, yeah.
like, dude. I mean, it's just their stuff is absolutely out of this world. Like, and they're doing it for country clubs. They're doing it for horses. I really need to get a Tar Heel thing in here so you see it. How good is this for Sahali? First of all, the Sahali
Yeah,
logo is awesome, but look at the one with the trees. Like,
I know.
it's I could scroll their Instagram page. How about the one that looks like cowboy boots? I mean, come on. It's they're out of this world. So shout out to EP because they are phenomenal. My last one is probably going to be an out of the box selection that people may not have seen coming from me. It's an apparel brand. I really like what they're doing. I kind of like the messaging that they're sending out. Um, I like the collabs that they're doing, and that is East Side Golf. Their stuff I think is really cool. I think their logo's cool, and then the stuff that they're doing with Jordan,
Oh yeah,
um, their collabs that they're doing with Jordan brand is like whoa, because you don't just get to collab with Michael Jordan,
yeah.
but they are, and their stuff is like next level, next level. I don't own any of the apparel. I would like to, hopefully in the future, and I like what they're doing. Just trying to get some more diversity in golf and things like that. And that's kind of what we're doing with First Tee also. So it's kind of a good mix there. But um, I don't know, like their booth at the PGA show was pretty pretty popular spot. Like they've
Were
hit
they
the
there?
right. Oh yeah, they've they've hit the right spots and like the people like they're getting written up and everything. Like they're doing all kinds of stuff with big time people. I think they did a collab a thing with Mercedes. They've already got 166,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
Excuse me. But yeah, so they're doing collabs with Jordan and Mercedes. So I mean, that kind of speaks for
Did not
itself.
see that one out of the holster, Parker.
Yes, and now they're doing women's clothes now. Like it's pretty cool, really, what they're doing. And if you like Jordans at all, Jordan golf shoes, like go check out some of the stuff that they're doing because it's pretty sweet.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Well, I got two more cover companies that I feel like need to round off this list. One is Winston Collection.
Yep, had them in my
Uh, who hasn't
selection
owned
area.
a Winston cover at some point in their golfing career? And you probably do and don't even realize it. Look inside your head cover. If there's like a tartan material or a plaid material inside, it's a Winston. I mean, man, their stuff is so good. It's just classic leather. It's funny. So a friend of mine, we entered. They had like a contest, and you entered it. You tagged the people on Instagram, and then both of you won. Well, there was kind of a mix up in the competition a little bit, or in the giveaway, and we thought that we were each receiving a set, a driver. It was either two fairway woods or a driver fairway wood hybrid. Anyway, that's kind of the way it was worded to us. Well, we win it. We just get one cover, and we're like, okay, not the end of the world. We reach out and we're like, hey, like we didn't know. We're like, are the other covers shipping later, or is this all? And the guy, I mean, it kind of a long story. Anyway, long story short, we end up actually talking to the owner of Winston, and he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna make this right. There was just a mix up. Sorry, it wasn't actually supposed to be this. It was that. And we're like, hey, that's cool. He's like, nope, nope, nope. He said we're gonna stand behind our brand. Dude, he sent both of us. I'm talking a box of stuff. Okay, when I opened this thing, there was a fairway wood cover, or we originally got a driver cover. Um, he sent a fairway wood. He sent an alignment stick cover. He sent probably the nicest scorecard holder I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. Dude, this thing is industrial. This thing could survive a nuclear explosion. Dude. It's unreal how thick leather this thing is. And it's embossed. It's really cool. He sent us a towel. He sent us a leather koozie. He sent us a leather keychain that holds an air tag, a ton of teas, a golf towel. Dude, I mean they went and it was all good stuff. And I bet I own at this point. I don't even know that I can count how many Winston covers I own. It's insane. I mean, obviously being a cover guy, that I love Winston. I think they do a really good job. They're customizable. You don't have to order a ton of them. I mean, man, there was a time through Amigos, I think you could design your own and you could just order one. I mean, he was like, if you just want one, just get one. So I don't know. Big shout out to Winston. Those guys are awesome. Pete, the owner of it, he made stuff right. I can't thank him enough. He was really, really good to work with. I like those guys. So big shout out to Winston Collection. Um,
I think I know your
la
last one.
yeah, you think so? Head cover company?
I wanna say that I do, but
Let's hear the guess and then I'll tell you.
I wanna guess Lynx and Kings.
So close. Seamus.
Okay, solid.
It was actually a tie between Dormy Workshop and Seamus. I feel like both deserve their own rightful place. Links and Kings makes great stuff. I have a couple of their covers and they do an awesome. Man, there's so many. Like you can't do a top 10, but I'll throw Seamus in there just because I feel like a lot of people probably don't know about them, even though they're pretty well known. If you don't know Seamus, they where most covers are kind of like a slip-on sock, I guess you would call. Seamus is more of a tube style, so it's like a cylinder cover, but it's got a round top to it. It's literally a cylinder. I don't really know how else to explain it, but they do all kinds of materials. They'll do collabs with people. They'll, I don't know. I like their stuff. I have several Seamus covers. They do ball markers that like there's some events you can go to. There's some golf courses you can go to, and Seamus has set up a ball marker station with the course's logo, and the pro or whoever has been trained to like stamp your initials in the back of it. I mean, Seamus does a really good job. They're out of Oregon, um, and which I think is where McKenzie's out of as well. So, I have to give a huge shout out to Seamus. I think what they do is really cool, really unique. Excuse me, like I said, it's a different style head cover than probably a lot of people are used to.
That
Um,
barrel
but
style,
but a
kind of.
barrel style. There we go. Um, but definitely worth checking out. I would recommend Seamus to anybody who wants to. I mean, like I said, they've got. I bet they've got 16 pages of covers you can get from them.
I agree. Oh, that just kind of made me think about something that I kind of want to throw out there too. Another brand just to kind of check out. Um, and I will say I am biased on this too because he's a buddy of mine. But Lie and Loft.
Okay.
So their stuff's really cool, and like it was pretty original idea that Luke kind of came up with, and um, just doing a lot of like the cool like simplistic outlines of golf courses for gifts and maps and things like that. And um, they've done well over the years. They've stayed pretty busy, and now Luke kind of does like Hickory Revival, which is another company that he's got that kind of rents out Hickory clubs to different courses, and they do events and stuff like that. But just a really cool artsy kind of gift if you want something that's like a little different than your typical dozen balls or whatever. I mean, they do like here's something that they did for LACC this year.
Oh, that's cool.
So they kind of did just like logo with the clubhouse. I was trying to find one where it was like kind of one of their original stuff that they did because I'm sure a lot of people have seen the stuff and they just don't know. But like that's a
Yeah.
cool one for Bellmead in Nashville. with the sign.
That's really cool.
Just kind of like a throwback. But here was like the original thing that they started doing was
Was it the
like
golf
these.
courses? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's just a cool, really cool thing, for your golf course. And I think they can kind of do it for any course. So they just kind of use like I'm sure it's kind of like the satellite imagery or something, and then they can kind of, take it down from there. But they've done, you know, big time places too, and events, I think, and stuff like that. So like here's one they did for Kiowa. So pretty cool stuff there too. So I'm gonna shout Lion Loft out as well. Um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of a good wrap up of some companies we thought people might check out. I mean, some of them are bigger names than others. I'm sure if you're listening to a podcast about putters, you're probably in the weeds of golf and you've probably heard of most, if not all, of these brands. But hopefully there's one or two in there that you haven't heard of that you can go check out. And like we said, these have been fun. It gives us something to talk about. And we had one. I guess we had one that we kind of
Yeah.
both had. Other than that, we had different stuff and maybe a couple that were similar in honor and when you include honorable mentions or things like that. But um, again, just really enjoying being back on the podcast train here. Looking forward to kind of getting some of this video out. I know my lighting is terrible. I got to work on getting it, like finding the right spot to do this. We are doing it at 10:30 at night, so I don't have much light back here,
You need one of the
but
circle lights.
I do. Actually, you know what? I'm an idiot. I do have one of those. Um, the girls got me that. So I do have one of those. Good thought. I will try that for next time. That might help a lot
Okay.
because it's real yellow in here. But um, I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it. Looking forward to more video content. Um, and the people spoke, and the people want to see some PC stuff from us.
Okay.
So, um, we're gonna have to do some filming.
Yep. Yep.
So we'll have to get the golf room ready.
I know.
We'll have to
I
do mine
actually worked
outside.
on
I don't.
actually worked on it quite a bit this weekend, so it's getting closer, but it's far from home.
What percentage are we, you think, before we could?
Mm,
What percentage are we to the point where we could bring a camera and film in there?
mm, honey, what percentage is the golf room done? Okay, that's not a good look. Um, we'll say 35%.
Okay, so you do have some more to go.
Let's check it out. Man, it's just going through stuff. I mean, I found a box the other night. It was like an old jewelry box, and open it up, man, it covered. I mean, just it was completely full. Like, couldn't get the lid on it with ball markers, and it was sitting
That's my guy.
inside of a box of ball markers. The box itself was sitting inside a box of ball markers.
I
So
can't. I'm very excited personally about seeing this, but I do like. I really want to. We want to. I want to do some good video,
yeah,
so people can
absolutely.
see because like you have a really cool collection of things like that people I think would really enjoy seeing. Stuff that they've probably seen before, stuff they haven't seen before, and so we're gonna do it, and we're gonna get back to our. We have a really fun episode of the podcast planned as well.
Yes, yes.
Um, that will be one of, if not the coolest episodes we've done yet. Um, and we're hoping for that in late June or mid
Early
July
July.
ish
Yeah.
timeframe. That that could be our most fun episode yet.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah,
I really am.
yeah, that's gonna be cool. So we'll tease that up when we get a little bit more. And if you're watching this when it comes out, we're gonna have a Q&A hopefully next week. So
Yep.
we'll put some details on our Instagram page. But other than that, that's pretty much a wrap for me. How about you, G?
I'm done, man.
Any gamer?
Camera hasn't changed. Hey, you know what? The gamer did change. It just changed a little bit. Same head, same. I'm still using the 009, but I lengthened it to 36 inches and put kind of a longer grip on it. Made it extremely heavy, but I don't know. It's just something about that longer. So I'm gonna tinker with it a little bit. I did try a counterweight in it, like a 30 or 50 gram counterweight, because I've never really putted with a counterweight. I don't know why. But I'm like, let me try it. Counterweight for me personally, really good from like 15 feet in. When I get outside of that 15-foot ring, it just I feel like I feel like I pop it. I don't know. I guess it's the edit extra weight that's sticking above my hands, but I feel like I do this instead of like stay solid. So I've got another grip coming for it. I threw just like a random, just junky 13-inch grip on there just to try it because I didn't even know if I was gonna like it. And I've actually ordered a Super Stroke grip that's a little bit longer that I actually kind of wanted on the putter to begin with, but we didn't have one. So when I pull the kind of just trial grip off, I'm gonna yank that counterweight out and try it without that. That way I don't feel the extra weight in the handle.
Nice,
So, but I do
nice.
like it. I feel like it kind of puts me in the same spot every time. Um, kind of similar to an arm lock. I feel like an arm lock kind of locks and loads you in the same position, the same spot, the same everything every time. And I think that's what they're really good for. So, kind of feel like it does the same thing. I mean, I feel like I've always putted with a 33-inch blade. And I feel like, or 33-inch putter, and I felt like sometimes I get close to it, sometimes I get far away, sometimes I get back close, sometimes I stand perfectly. I don't know. I vary where I stand, and I feel like this longer has helped me to kind of position myself in the same spot every time.
Interesting. Interesting to see you going longer. Yeah, I still haven't played since I don't know. It's been a long time. So I don't even know what my gamer is. I think I have a putter in the bag right now. I think it's probably the Odyssey, but I don't even think I used that one the last time I played. So I don't know. But yeah. All right, cool.
All right.
Well, thanks for watching everybody, and
Thanks, guys.
we'll talk to you next time.
All right. See y'all hopefully next week.
Later.
Bye.